Tonight's team talk is all about what the scales don't tell you, because all of us at some point in our life will suddenly become fixated with the scales, which can we just call it the sad step? I know Joe Wicks has called it that, but it really is what it is. I have seen it time and time again with my personal training clients, with people who come to my classes, that it has such a great big power over them and it can throw them way off track. They could have been so disciplined over the past month, but if that scale does not reflect all the blood, sweat and tears, they're like, that's it, I'm throwing it in, I don't know why, X, Y, Z. So I'm here tonight to illustrate why our weight fluctuates as much as it does, but also to give you some different ways of looking at progress when it comes to your health, fitness and well-being. So number one, the average adult, their weight can fluctuate 5 to 6 pounds per day. So you could weigh yourself first thing in the morning, midday and before bed, and you will get 3 different readings. Now, what can affect these readings? Well, food in your digestive system. If you haven't been to the toilet, you're going to have all the food you've eaten still inside you. Again, if you haven't been for a wee, you will have urine in your body. Maybe if you've just started doing some resistance training, maybe you've just joined a gym and you're starting to lift weights, it may result in a slight weight gain as you start to build muscle before you see your weight coming down. The medication you are on can affect water retention, and if you feel it is, go and talk to your GP about that if it really is bothering you. Alcohol. So tomorrow morning you may weigh a little bit more than you do right now because alcohol is processed different in the body compared to other drinks and foods, and it can take longer for the body to get rid of it, and it slows down the digestion of other substances. So this can lead to water retention. If you've been eating food which is high in salt or a lot of carbohydrates, this can also cause your body to retain water. So already we can see these fluctuations. None of the ones I've given have actually been fat, which is what we all really care about when we are weighing ourselves. We want to know that we've lost body fat. Now, talking to all my women out there, hormonal changes can cause your body to gain weight by increased water retention. Estrogen and progesterone, there we are, hard one to say, controls the way your body regulates fluid. So at certain times during your menstrual cycle, and when these fluctuate, tissues in your body will accumulate more water. Therefore, you will have an increase of weight, not fat. So I've just given you a list of reasons why those scales are fluctuating. The top tip, if you want to weigh yourself, is to take the measurement at the same time in as much of the same conditions as you do. And they often recommend that you do it just after you've had a wee in the morning, at the same time, on the same day, in the same clothing, so say without shoes, X, Y, Z, but don't do it 3 times a day. And I have known clients to do that. And all you're going to get is demotivated or suddenly motivated because, oh, an hour later it's gone up, oh, it's gone down, up, down. You don't know where you are. But what the scales don't dictate is your self-worth. And they actually don't give a very clear picture of your body composition because they don't measure how much of you is fat, how much of you is muscle, how much of you is water, how much of you is the food you ate last night. Even if you've got some really fancy scales with some metal pads that say they measure your body fat, they use something called biometric impedance. So they send a current through your body, and it depends on how hydrated you are as to how accurate that is. So again, even if your scales is doing your body fat percentage, it's not going to be that accurate. So please try not to give the scales such a big importance when it comes to your health, fitness and well-being journey. Your scales don't tell you that in the last month you've been far more active than you've ever been before. So one way that I really encourage people to monitor their progress is to track their behavioural change. So log how many times you are working out a week. Log if you go to a fitness class, whether online or virtual with me or with someone else. Log if you're doing some resistance training at the gym. Keep track of that, because that is progress. Just because the scales aren't telling you that you're doing this, you know you're doing this and this is benefiting your health, fitness and well-being. It doesn't show habit change. It doesn't show how much effort you're putting into your health and well-being. So if you want to track your progress on in an extrinsic way, so body changes, other ways which are a little bit more accurate will be number one, to measure yourself with a measuring tape. Now you can either do this yourself or get someone else to do it. But again, you've got to measure it at the same time. And as all my ladies out there know, at certain times of the month, you will be bloated. So again, it's going to distort the figure. So just make sure you're doing it at the same point as in your menstrual cycle. Maybe you've got a certain top that feels tight. So why don't you keep trying on that top maybe once a month to see if you have lost fat, because you will shrink in that way. Another way to do it, as I have mentioned, is biometric impedance. So that's the devices that you can hold on like that. They sometimes have them outside boots. Maybe your scales at home do them. But basically they send an electric current through and they measure the resistance of the body and they give you a reading of your body fat. But again, they're not particularly accurate. So my top ones are: the clothes you wear will tell you if you've increased body fat. Photographs will tell you if you've increased body fat, and also measurements will. So I really hope those little tips will help you track your progress when it comes to your health and fitness. And please, please, please don't rely solely on the scales. Please don't. I know the health system puts a lot of dominance on it as well, but there are a lot more factors at play when it comes to your health, fitness and well-being. How are you sleeping? How well are you eating? How are you managing your stress levels? How active are you in a week? Do you do any resistance training? Do you have a good social life? All these things contribute to your health, fitness and well-being. The scale does not measure any of those factors. And as I go back to in my morbid way, on your deathbed, are you going to worry and think about what the scale said, or are you maybe going to regret not going out as much, hating your body as much and wasting time just because of what the scales have said? Okay? You're going to think about what you've achieved in your life, the relationships, the happy memories, okay? And the point of your fitness and your health and well-being journey is to live as long as you can so you can live your life as full as you can, okay? So if you've got kids, grandkids, you want to be able to play with them, you want to see them grow old, you want to be active so you can engage with them and be social. You want to be mobile so you're not lonely and isolated as you get old. These are really strong drivers for me when it comes to my health, fitness and well-being. More the isolation one. I don't have children. I have, godchildren and friends' children that, of course, it'd be cool to see them grow up. I don't have any of my own, but I want to live my life to the full. Therefore, it's important for me to look after my health for that point. Okay, so I hope that helps. You can ask me about my weight, but I don't actually know what it is because I haven't done it in a while. But thank you for listening. I really hope this helped. Listen to my words, engage with me. You can engage with me here. You can comment below and let me know what you think. Or you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, Fitness with Matt 1 on Instagram, Fitness with Matt on Facebook. But yeah, just let me know what you think. Live your life to the full and enjoy the fitness you are doing. Okay, Life's too short. Make the most of it. Have lots of fun. Goodbye. Bye everyone. Thank you for joining.